Hey guys, my name is Aijalonwallace. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Nomad Recruiter. If you don't know me by now, I travel the world and make placements for a living. I help a lot of people who are entrepreneurs or recruiters get their agency off the ground. I helped a lot of students scale their agencies to 6 or 7 figures. You can check out my testimonials on my website at nomadrecruiters.com, as I'm constantly posting frequent recruiting and travel content on my channel. I have over 500 videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm consistently uploading content to help you guys grow your agency and escape the rat race and travel the world, because life is short. Listen, so today we're going to be talking about starting your staffing agency for beginners. I want to talk to a lot of people out there who are looking to get started. Maybe you have, I guess, a little bit of reservation or some fear for the most part, and I kind of just want to ease those worries as you get started. So listen, when it comes to staffing, it is a really popular term in the recruiting and staffing market. I often identify recruiting with staffing as they're both completely different. Mostly with recruitment and recruiting, it focuses on a lot of full-time direct hire, permanent positions, and with staffing, it focuses on a lot of contract and temporary roles. And sometimes people want to start a staffing agency and they get discouraged by starting one, and they never really know about the recruiting side of things for the most part as well. So I try to make sure I explain the differences, because often I have to explain this to a lot of people who book calls with me on a daily basis. And if you want to book the coaching call and learn more about my program, you can click on the link below for the most part. So starting your staffing agency, of course, you want to go to GoDaddy and get you a website name, a URL name. Listen, when you're creating your staffing agency name, just try to make sure it sounds like a staffing or recruiting agency for the most part. Some people always say, should I put staffing? Should I put recruiting? I think it's okay and safe to do recruiting or staffing, but if you're going to specialize in the healthcare space, I probably would stick to a staffing term for the most part, just to play it safe for the most part. So you want to check out your name on GoDaddy and make sure your company name is available for the most part. So I strongly recommend it. I always recommend people as well to buy their own name as well. You never know. I even bought my own name on GoDaddy. I paid for it just to have it, just in case. You never know for the most part. But when you get your name, of course, you want to register your business with an LLC, with an S Corp, whichever's going to be best for you. Don't be afraid to reach out to your local accountant for the most part, or talk to your tax person to see what's going to be the best for you when you're filing your taxes on a yearly basis with your business. Now, listen, when it comes to licensing and insurance, I think a lot of people get confused, and I want to talk to you in more detail about that. With staffing, you need licenses and insurances, because when you're hiring a contractor, they're working under your organization. You own that candidate and you're responsible for that candidate as a staffing agency. Now, when it comes to recruiting, because it's full-time, it's direct hire, no licenses or no insurance are required, because you are selling off that candidate to the company to be responsible for that candidate. When you're running a staffing agency, you are responsible for those contractors at the end of the day. And when you're doing full-time direct hire, they're one-off and one-and-done deals. Now, sometimes people ask me, well, how much do recruiters make for full-time direct hire? So we charge a percentage based on a salary. So hypothetically, if a candidate makes $100,000 and we may charge a client 20% of that $100,000, and the client would pay us $20,000 and hire the candidate and pay them their $100,000 a year. We don't charge a percentage on the bonus, guys. So don't get too greedy. If someone's making $100,000 and they got a $50K bonus, no, we don't charge on that. We only charge on the base salary for the most part as well. So be mindful of that. When it comes to staffing, there's a few. You have your taxes, and taxes are very different depending on the state. And that's why you have to do your proper research. And then, of course, you have to pay your contractor, you have to pay your workers' comp and all that stuff as well, and your insurances. So you got a lot more things to pay out. It's still a lucrative business because it's residual income. You can make money in your sleep every time your contractor goes to work. But you have to build up the contractor book, and a lot of people forget to talk about that and learn about that. Sometimes people always ask me, well, AJ, when I'm talking to a coach or a mentor like yourself, what type of questions do I need to be asking other coaches before I join their program? Well, it's important to understand, with these coaches, Are they running their coaching calls? What type of recruiter are they? Like I always explain, there's a difference between HR and a 360 recruiter. So you want to know if they actually have experience or work for an agency and bring on their own jobs. And most importantly, like I said, your communication with that person. Are you getting that person when you join their program? Do you get to talk to them? Do you get to engage? Are they there helping you out for the most part? Which is something you want, and I think a lot of my students appreciate as well. It's important to niche down in staffing, but a lot of people watch these videos. Sometimes, like I say, I try to educate people on the different positions in the staffing world. The thing about recruiting, the thing about staffing, and the way it works is harder the niche, the more opportunities there are. The less competition, the easier it is as well to make more money. A lot of people never think about that. So I'm telling you, I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of calls. Everybody's calling me. Texas, DC, Atlanta, Australia, all over. But a lot of people are calling me in America. 80% of my students are American, and they're calling me, and everyone's talking about staffing, nursing. And I'm like, yo, you don't understand, like, you're competing with everybody. Why not go to a market where there's no competition? And it's just like, and it's not hard, but it's just like, you're looking in the right space. Recruitment and staffing is a $400 billion industry. And a lot of people are still not familiar with this industry of how we make money. And it is one of the most lucrative and easiest ways to make money compared to an e-commerce store, a YouTube automation, or Amazon FBA. But you have to ask yourself, well, how many of your friends have you helped get jobs over the six-figure range? And your job gave you what, $200, $300 for a referral bonus? Did you know you could have made $20,000? Did you know you could have made $10,000 at a minimum? So I talk to a lot of people on my coaching calls when they're booking me for a call to join the program. I talk to a lot of people and I ask them, like, how many of your friends have you referred to a job? How many of your friends have you helped get a job and never been paid for it? And so many of them say 5, 10, 20. And it's just like, man, all this money I missed out on that I could have been getting paid for, at the end of the day. And a lot of people call me, usually they, within the staffing space, often they specialize in a niche that they're familiar with. So I've had people who specialize in insurance agents. I have, in the staffing space. I have people who specialize in the trucking area within the staffing, and some people within IT, they do staffing as well for a lot of, technical positions. So the sky's the limit to what you can do in a staffing space. I just recommend that you become a all-service recruiting and staffing agency. You never want to tell a client, no, I cannot do recruiting, or I can't do any full-time, I'm only doing staffing. You want to be an all-service agency, so that way, you're always able to make money with your business at the end of the day. Now, when you're trying to get your staffing agency off of the ground, I'm going to say roughly you're going to need anywhere from, I want to say $3,000 to about $6,000 or $8,000. And that just depends on, that's just capital in a bank for you. I do recommend anyone watching this video to go buy a program. You don't have to buy my program. Yes, I have proven testimonials and proven reviews, but there are other coaches out there. I want hungry students. I don't want to get rich quick or the lazy student. I want hungry. So I'm very selective as well about the people that I bring on board. But I recommend you to go buy a program, even if it's not mine. And, just because it's so much you need to know, and you need to have a strategy on finding clients. If you do not have clients, you don't have a business in the space. And you want multiple strategies just in case that one strategy doesn't work at the end of the day. So that's extremely important as well. As you're getting your agency off the ground, it's important that you have capital. Make sure you got your rent paid. Make sure I do encourage a lot of people out there to keep their job. If you don't have a recruiting background, try to keep your job just to have some more money coming in so you can keep putting it into the business until it takes off for the most part. It is extremely important to have multiple streams of income heading into the year 2024. And I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but inflation is at an all-time high. And most likely we will see another pandemic in the next 2 to 4 years. So it's better to be in a position of power and in control of your freedom just in case your job lets you go again. Or, for the people who are watching this channel and who were let go at the end of the day, it's just always good to have multiple streams of income, when you are looking at starting your staffing agency as well. If you get your staffing agency off the ground, ideally you should be looking to close your first deal. If you're consistent, you're putting in the work and you're making the calls and you're reaching out to clients, usually you should see results within your first 90 to 120 days. But I've seen some students do it in 30 or 60, but those are like the crazy ones. Those are the ones that are not sleeping, that are not eating. They're just going crazy, reaching out to people at the end of the day. It's important that you learn how to become a recruiter. Do not get into this business just thinking you can find a client, you can find a candidate, you can make money, and you can do this every day. It doesn't work that way. And that's why me and my students have our group coaching calls on a weekly basis, because there's a lot of scenarios that you're going to go through and you may not know how to handle those situations. Scenarios like your client's being too picky, your candidate doesn't want to finish the final round, your candidate has a counter offer, your client is very arrogant, your client doesn't want to pay you. I've been going through that for the last 10 years in my experience in the recruitment industry. And that's where I come in and advise you on how to approach these strategies. It's extremely important. See, a lot of my competitors are leading with sales. They're pushing. I can help you sell this. I can help you sell this. And I more so focus on emotional intelligence. I mostly focus on EI, good habits, and truly learning how to become a 360 recruiter. A 360 recruiter focuses on business development, finding clients, and learning how to properly source for a lot of your candidates as well, especially for those hard to fill roles. So you have to have a strategy and a plan behind it when you are going to the market and looking for the impossible. And that's the jobs that you want. If the fastest way to get a job or to bring on a client, one of my little secrets is working on a hard to fill position. And it's just having a strategy on how to go about that position at the end of the day that will help you out. Listen, guys, if you love this content, I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to support your boy. Download my free ebook. Check out nomadrecruiters.com. Of course, I have real testimonials, real reviews. There's no Lambos, there's no mansions. I'm not here to teach you how to be rich. I'm here to teach you how to be free. And, so my mindset is very different from a lot of people out there. But if you want to learn how to start your agency, if you want to learn how to make residual income and make money every month and travel the world, book a call with me today. I would love to talk to you soon. Have a good day, guys.